and I'm gonna let it shine. That's my first video for you all. Just excited to show you this year's set of things I'm doing in my garden. I don't know if you can hear, but I don't live on a farm. I live in a townhouse, so my garden is very small but very effective. And I want to just make sure that all of you understand that you can do the same thing. Use what you have, use the space that you have. This year is important, right? I mean, prices are high. There are things happening in the world, and so being able to grow your own vegetables and your own food is a skill that I think everybody should have. I've been doing this for a very long time, whether here in little small spaces in my studio apartment in New York, wherever I am, I've been doing this. And so this year I just wanted to kind of more so just document the experience and document kind of some things I'm doing. I'm trying some new things this year, which I'm really excited about. Normally I'm just a tomato and pepper type of cat, but this time I'm doing more types of cucumbers and squash, more herbs, and some other types of vegetables as well. So yeah, I want to show you what I have before I start arranging everything over here. I've already kind of started everything already. I was shocked that after just 1 week of planning everything, I came back from vacation and everything started growing. Even one of my tomato varietals started producing fruit. So things are getting bigger than what I was expecting after a week when I wanted to do this video. So anyways, I want to show you this, the area and the sections that I have here, and we'll go from there. So anyways, hope you enjoy the journey of this season. It starts now. All right, let's get down here. So the first one I'm gonna show you is this. It's black cherry. It's one of my favorite ones. If you can see it. I've been growing this type of tomato for the last 3 seasons. Even last year was wild. Like one of the tomatoes fell off and stayed in the ground, and it grew back itself the very next season. Didn't do it this year, so I bought the plant. But it's looking really good. I need to go ahead and cut some of the suckers off and all that, but that's for another video. But it's looking really good and healthy. I've already caged it up. It normally grows beyond this cage, but I like the way it grows and it hangs down, so I don't do the taller cages for this one. Here's another cherry tomato variety. As you can see by all the different flowers here will be potential tomatoes. This is the Candyland cherry tomato, so by the name of it, very sweet. We just pop these off and eat them right from there. So excited about this one too. It's already growing off of different shoots here. So this is my first time growing this variety. But again, I like when the cherry tomatoes come up to the top and drape down. It looks dope from a styling perspective as well. Ooh, already got one fruit growing. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, excited about this. Planting this marigold partner. Marigolds are perfect companion plants for tomatoes, so this should kind of help protect it a little bit and fight off some of the pests. Now this one right here is the Better Boy. The Better Boy is a very really good big solid fruit. Grows really well here. This is my second season growing the Better Boys. I put it in like a much bigger pot as well because it's a indeterminate, which means it grows and produces fruit throughout until the first frost, and it normally thrives in ground. So since I only do above ground planting, which I'll talk about later, I had to use just a bigger pot. So this is like a 20-gallon pot here, so plenty of room and space to produce the amount of tomatoes that I would need. And I put 2 of their companion marigolds in here as well. All right, here's one of my peppers too. This is the habanero. As you can see, I bought it from the store. I love to grow these. Last year, they all grew and ripened at the end of the season. So I have like 2 full bags of habaneros in my freezer. But I do like to grow them every year. I like the way they look when they turn orange. And this year, my goal is to start making pepper sauces. So we'll see how that goes. But it's looking good and full. Happy that it's doing well. So, and this one is the jalapeno. Starting to produce a few flowers. It's kind of early, so these will probably just fall off, but solid pepper here. does really well. I have some more here. Again, I bought these, so I have a few more that I'm going to place somewhere. I normally just like put them in like smaller pots, and then if I need to expand, I will. It's gonna depends on how they're flowering and growing. We'll see. All right, on to some new stuff. This is my very first time growing peas. They look good. I don't know what to expect. I'm not sure. I feel like it might be too hot already for these. But when I was at the nursery, I found some and I was like, let me try it out. They're already ready to start climbing. So like I'm trying to help encourage it to climb around the stakes. They were climbing and they were actually like growing onto each other and like latching onto each other, which isn't good. So I'm trying to help create a trellis for them where they can kind of just stick and grow there. And down here you can see we have carrots. It's my first time growing carrots. I sowed it directly into the ground as seeds maybe like 3 weeks ago now. They're starting to create their real leaves here. So then my first time, I don't know what to expect. I'm gonna have to kind of read up on it and figure out how to determine when the carrot is ready to be pulled. But y'all will be here for that. We'll figure it out together. Right here, I'm real proud of this one right here, y'all. Let me tell y'all why. So this right here is summer squash, but in the country, the old folks call them semblance. Okay, so this is gonna be semblance. It's like a whitish kind of, it's also called patty pan squash, which I just found out. But I knew them as semblance, so I'm gonna call them semblance. It's my first time growing semblance. I'm not a big squash grower, but I'm gonna try it again this year. I tried zucchini last year and it didn't really work out that well. So we'll see what happens with this one. I got a few more plants I want to plant as well of the semblance. If they work well, I want to give them to my aunt, my family in the country, anybody that knows semblance. If you don't know what semblance are, you're not getting none. That's that on that. Over here I have my cucumber plants. Have my stakes. I'm gonna make my own trellis. Gonna put some new string and hook that up. But I got some good yields last year in this position. It gets good light, but also the light passes it after a while, so it doesn't get scorched in this position. So hopefully it goes well here. Right here, I also planted some string beans. As you can see, this one, something got to the top of it. So I don't know if this one is going to fare well. We'll see. I grew another one, and I don't know what it is about this video today, but I didn't think it was growing. But if you can see right there, that is where I planted the other seed, and it's starting to come up. So hopefully that one will be stronger. You need quite a few plants to get a good yield of string beans, like if you want to make a really good pie. Over here got some struggling things happening. This was broccoli that I planted in the fall, and it didn't start yielding until the spring, but it yielded really well. So it's at its final stages. I'll be digging that up soon. Banana peppers here. Also banana pepper. It was doing really well. As you can see, it's already bearing fruit, but it rained so much while I was gone, and this is a self-watering pot, but I had it closed. So when I got back, it was like a pool of water in this trough, and I think this got maybe some root rot. I'm hoping that it comes back to life, but if not, I got another plant right here that'll be ready for it. And this was a jalapeno. This don't remind this broccoli. That used to be broccoli. This jalapeno plant right here, the bugs got to it. So I'm probably gonna dig this one up. But that's what happens when you do organic. You know, I don't do a lot of like bug spray, and I hadn't put the neem oil out yet. So the neem oil treatment will be happening soon. And right here is okra. I'm very excited about okra this year. There's a couple plants here I didn't get a chance to thin it out before I left for vacation, so it's growing big. I had actually grown 2 more here, but they died off. I think I over fertilized this trough, and I put these 2 here first, 2 plants, and then like within days they dried up and died. This I put in after that. I kind of like drenched this to kind of get some of that, as you can see, try to get some of the dirt some of the fertilizer out. And so yeah, so I added this one after the fact. I am growing okra plant indoors from a seed from last year, which will show you all how that works. And then I'm also going to do one where I just drop the seed in here directly, and that way I have from the nursery grown indoors, sown directly in, and we can do a comparison to see which one does the best. This is one of my favorite pollinator plants. It's the butterfly plant. Again, has some really beautiful fragrant purple flowers once it starts flowering, but the bees and butterflies love it. And if I can hand that around here, then they'll hop on to the different other flowers of the vegetables and help pollinate those things too. So once it starts to grow, you know, we'll do a scratch and sniff. You can smell it on the camera. But now, why is everything above ground? Everything's above ground for me because, again, you know, I'm at a townhouse, so sometimes I'll move my stuff onto the deck. Sometimes it'll be down here. Depending on the sun, I can move everything around to get the kind of sunlight that it needs. But also, you know, I treat the ground. I like to treat the grass area with weed killer. I'll treat the grass area for mosquitoes and bugs. And because I'm trying to be organic, I don't want that stuff to seep into my plants. And so that's why it's best for me to be fully above ground when planting. So that's the main reason. And so I'm gonna sit here now. I treated this, and so I'm getting ready to put the plants back over here in this space. And so a few things I have to keep in mind. So like in this area right here, right, I have to make sure that I keep a good walkway, not only for me to be able to get to the water hose, but also, you know, the gas man, the power man or woman, they gotta be able to get over here to the utilities. So I gotta make sure I keep a pretty decent pathway for them to walk over. So I don't want them moving anything from my space. So I usually line things up here, and then I just stained my deck. Looks really good. So once I put my new outdoor rugs down and everything like that, some of the plants, especially the tomato plants, I love to have my cherry tomato plants up here again because of the way they grow. It looks really cool on my deck. So, but for today, I'm just gonna put them all back in this area and try to keep it really clean and neat so that I can have some walkways. All right, as you can see, we're all put in its place. There's a walkway to the hose, a walkway to all the utility stuff here. I can get to everything. I won't trip up. Now, I do put my herbs here. I didn't show y'all that. So I have some dill that's been tore up by some kind of rabbit, and some cilantro that's starting to flower, which is not the best thing because it usually means it's getting too much sun. So I'm actually going to put that under the deck so I can get some less sun. Again, I wasn't here for about a week or so, so I needed to put it where it could get water, which was over here where I had the water hose set up. So I think I got a little too much sun, so it's starting to shoot up, but I'll put it back under here and I hope for the best. And look at my mums. The mums are even like acting up in a good way. Like, didn't expect those to last throughout the winter and spring, but they still look good. Looks like they may have a bloom in store. So again, you know, if I feel like a bloom's gonna come, I'm not gonna dig it up, because normally I use this pot for seasonal flowers. So like I'll plant like some geraniums or something in this pot and mums in the fall, but they look too good. And there's like a really good anti-pest property of chrysanthemum that I'm kind of happy it's around. So I'm gonna like learn how to utilize this to be a natural pesticide. So some science will be happening with this plant. But thanks again, y'all. It was fun. Hoping that this season will be plentiful harvest. If I know some of y'all, you might get a brown bag full of something. Again, if you know about simlings, you might get simlings. But you know, again, this is a journey that's going to document for anyone that might be helpful, but also just for myself. I'm really proud of the fact that I can produce life in this way and be healthy while doing it. So keep me a follow, like, subscribe, all the things. Let your friends know that I'm doing this. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's not too late, depending on your zone. We'll talk about zones as well. It's not too late to get some plants, to get some vegetables, to get some growing bags, and get the growing. Talk to you next time.